Namaste. Taking a second to feel in the energy. Welcome to Love Winds. Welcome to Love Winds. Let's burn. Ooh. That is a metaphorical representation of what I've been going through. Just burned a hole in my dress. A baby hole. So I've been in this really heavy energy, discerning what's mine, what's not mine, moving through emotions. I look down at my keyboard and the word shift stands out. And it says a return above it, and then like delete, return, shift. Literally shifting, lots of shifting. You know, that's what we're doing. Shifting timelines, shifting realities, shifting consciousness, ascending. Or not, but if you're here, you've made a conscious choice to watch this video, right? You made a conscious choice to watch this video. The intention set for all of my videos is for alignment, you know. I am just the messenger. You know, I felt guided. I feel guided on my path to speak my truth in the ways in which I speak my truth. And the rest is up to alignment, right? So take what resonates. Practice discernment. And if the message fits, then the message fits. And if the message doesn't fit, there's something out there for you that does, you know? If the message doesn't fit, why are you trying to force it to fit, you know? And it's kind of what I'm like flowing through in my reality. So this is my Lego minifigure avatar, guys. Do you like her? My children made her for me. This is Mom. And I got the diamond sword. I'm guessing that's a Minecraft sword. But this is my sword of truth. Bella has her headphones on. She always insists on being in the same space as me. And I'm learning to flow with it. But I've pulled the devices. They have a window of time. And right now she's in her window. And she hasn't had it all day since last night. And her headphones are on. She's completely in another world, but she will not leave my room. And I don't want to take her joy, so you're going to have a child giggling in the background of this. I don't want to take her joy. Her joy is infectious, though, so if you let the medicine be the medicine, you know, for those who know, which is why there's a fine line between right action, right intention, right use of energy, and children are so fucking pure and divine, and their laughter is literally the earth's medicine. But at the same time, we have the duality of this dark ass world that, like, the things that have been happening to the children are coming to light, and we are a part of that shift. But I put on a little extra sunshine. I put on some yellow to give us some courage to go through these dark discussions. But like, as the darkness unfolds, you have to keep your clouds clear, right? So like in my reality, I'm shifting between who I was and who I'm becoming. And the people who aren't in alignment with who I'm becoming are just trying to hold on and fit me into the box of who they need me to be, to fit who they are in their reality, right? And because we occupy the same space, it's real uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable to navigate in this space without triggering people in ways that cause projection, right? But it's like learning how to call your power back and keep your clouds clear, like in all of it, amongst all of the chaos. Bella, darling. She knows what she's doing also. She knows what she's doing. And children very, 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 very much know from infancy of their power. Their power and their light gets dimmed through conditioning, through pain and abuse and rejection and all of it. Okay, so, but as infants though, very powerful gods and goddesses, bright lights, okay? Also very manipulative, because wise souls, not their first time around, closer to their knowledge than you are. You think we get smarter as we go through the matrix? No, we're getting more life experience because we're supposed to learn how to like heal from that stuff so we can get out of that stuff. The more deeper you go into the matrix, the farther away from source you become. So you can enjoy these ceremonies. And what's heavy for me is the whole graduation thing. If you're following me, you know, like, there's been a lot of manipulation in my reality, and there's been a lot of pain. But I don't have to allow the pain to become me. But my second child is graduating this year. My first graduated last year. We are on the other sides of, you know, I'm a circle and they're a triangle. We don't fit in the same box, you know. I'm in one place in my healing path and they're on a... I don't think they completely realize how deep the manipulation goes, and no one wants to be forced to see anything that they're not ready to see, right? So we have to let people live their life. We have to let people experience, because experience is what brings wisdom. I'm gonna let it roll, okay? I hope, you know what, like, this is my reality, and this is like, this is peace. This is my peace. And if it's not in alignment, you guys know how to click off, right? I'm hoping that I get back to all of the tangents as this all flows full circle, which is something I need to trust myself, right? I need to trust myself that I know what I'm doing. My life experience, my path has led me to this space where this is how I deliver the message that flows through me in the ways that feel in alignment with me, right? So for you in your reality, what is it that you keep questioning, right? Like where you're in between. So you're on this shift, you're on this shifting of realities, and you're in between who you were and who you're becoming. But like you going back is showing up. Going back is comfortable, but you know the cycles. You're aware of the cycles, and you're in that space where there's possibility, and I believe there's possibility, but it has to go past belief into I know that if I just keep forging this path, walking in this direction, and I stop going back, and by going back it also means answering the calls that you know you don't want to answer, returning the message that you don't need to return, right? Giving power to the triggers that arise when projections are projected and gaslighting is happening and manipulation is being played. Because you know it's manipulation. I don't have to explain to you on this channel that it's manipulation because we've already done that. We are aware. We're walking towards the shift. But it's not like we can just step into it, and we still have all of these cords and attachments, and you know, the manipulation is deep. Okay, so you have to be compassionate with yourself in this process and allow for mistakes. Allow for, oh, I know I shouldn't have responded to that email, and now I'm just like feeling all these feelings, and I just should have stayed no contact, because it doesn't matter what I say. This person is gonna feel the way they're gonna feel anyways, and find a way to make you feel less of how you were just feeling, you know? In whatever way they make you feel less. Like, we don't even have to get into personal, because macro to micro, like, it's an energy. It's an energy, it's an entity. This is spiritual warfare. Principalities, okay? We don't have to name the name of the vessel or describe the demon. It's all a demon. It's an energy. And the energy's purpose is to keep you out of your energy, right? Because it's all consciousness. We're trying to raise our consciousness to that Christ consciousness. Not the man on the crucifix that they've, you know, that's your story. It's all the biblical references. It's all metaphorical. It's all your story. Okay? And it's all the trials and tribulations that you're going to go through on your ascension path. And it's a map. It's a map for you. Stop taking it personal and get to the message. Okay? It's about going into your heart. For you, being in your heart, becoming your light, finding your craft, being in your joy, having your peace, raising your vibration, and loving your life. If the other people around you don't support that, if they don't support that, they don't need to be with you as you're going that way, right? They don't need to go. You know, if they choose hell, let them have hell. Let them have hell. But, you know, so I did pull two cards, and this one says, this was the bottom of the deck, and it says, nothing is set in stone. And I feel like that's perfect for this. Like, nothing is set in stone. They have their path, and they can go where they can go, where they can karmically cycle. And when you're there and you know the shift, and you see the shift, and the shift is like, you can see the loop. You can see the loop. So if you try to tell them of their loop, of course they're going to attack you because you're disturbing their peace, that they're chasing a peace. You know the addiction cycle. You're never going to get that peace. The answer is not at the bottom of the bottle or the next one or the next one or the next one. It's not. You can stop going. You can stop a sex addiction and switch it with a heroin addiction and switch it with a shopping addiction and switch it with a sugar addiction. Switch it with a tarot addiction. An addiction is an addiction. And until you stop, it's going to repeat, right? So this wheel and this cycle, you see it, you're aware of it, you don't want it, you don't choose it. Therefore, anybody who chooses it, and if by choosing it, it means they're not allowing you to be you, because if being you triggers them, then there's a problem, right? If I don't celebrate birthdays and it's someone else's birthday, but because my kids choose to celebrate, I purchase a gift and I send my kids to the thing, and my children call in the morning, but the child's happy with my gift, why are your feelings hurt? Why are your feelings hurt because I didn't personally call? The message was delivered. The message was delivered. The child was in joy. The children were happy. Check the box: success, joy, peace, fun. Fuck your feelings. That's what I want to say. And I have a mentor. I have a mentor in prison right now who had his spiritual awakening after being in prison. And a lot of people say a lot of things about that story. And that's the story that... That's the story. But he would say, fuck your feelings. And everybody's in their feelings in a different way about how he would say it. But in this sense, it's like, I get it, because it's all spiritual. And their feelings is not your problem. It's their problem. So if they're not actively doing what they need to do to heal their feelings, to heal their trauma, to raise their vibration, to face their shadows, if they're not doing any of that and they're spending their energy in any way trying to get your energy to make those things they don't want to fix feel better, fuck their fucking feelings. Okay? And my daughter has headphones on, so my language and her, it's not a thing, okay? Only when certain people come around who, like, they come around and they are not in authentic energy, and that inauthenticity triggers my spidey senses, and then I'm being gaslighted in a way that everything is okay and I'm here for you and I love you and you really hate me. No, then I get angry and then I do curse, because the sword of truth is like, it's a sharp weapon. It's a sharp weapon. And when spirit speaks, because in those moments, it is spiritual warfare. And it is energy. And energy is truth. Energy is truth. So, with that, that's where we're at. We're in that phase. And I have on my notes right here, waking up is not always easy. Okay? So, let's say there are people in your reality who you have activated. Okay, you have activated them and they are starting to see that, okay, everything that I thought isn't. And they're starting to be aware of all the ways that they have given their power away. Realizing you're a victim in a place that you thought was safe, it takes a toll on people in different ways. So you do have to be compassionate Be compassionate for their path. Hold space for their path, because if you've activated them, you're more equipped, right? You're more equipped for it. So like as they are going through navigating very uncomfortable storms, very easily can they just cycle back and just turn it all off, okay? But the emotions are going to come and they're going to go, and they're going to process in their own way. They're going to process in their own way. And you want to hold space, not take anything personally, but allow them to flow. If they're in anger, you don't know how deep it goes. Okay? You don't know how deep it goes. But if we're a collective, and we're here to heal it, right? We're here to heal it. And you know how deep yours goes. Okay? This is the moment where I'm asking you to come into your heart. You know how deep yours goes. Okay? Now, nobody's is the same, but pain is pain. Okay? Pain is pain. So think about how deep yours goes, right? And how much healing you've put into yours. And I'm not asking you to become again in a cycle of abuse where you are giving your empathy and your love to someone who won't. I'm saying hold space, safe spaces. Remember, you are safe because you have done your work. You have done your work. She's totally singing a song that is going to get me copyrighted. Are we allowed to sing? Yeah, we're allowed to sing. But hold on. All right. I had to kick Bella out. Sorry guys. We had fun, but she did not remember that I'm recording. She was in her own world, and the singing started getting really loud. So I love her, but we're working on boundaries, and we're working on her understanding like separation between this is work, this is play, and like me taking myself, what is the word I'm looking for? I want to say responsibly, but it's a different word, and it completely went away. But like, I'm teaching myself this prioritizing what's important is something that I'm reparenting. I was never taught that. Like, in ways, my parents thought that's what they were doing, but that's not what I was learning. Okay, like, we're all healing from our own things, right? We're all healing from our own things, but looking at this household is a reflection. The energy is truth. And I pretty much raised myself. I did. And I feel like my mom is going through her processes, and it's heavy, which is like why I feel like I need to close my door. It's like she feels responsible for a lot of things that she's done and lived, and she's in that phase of I don't know, it's heavy for her, and everybody is gonna process on their own, right? And it's a choice. It is totally a choice, and I'm just holding space for her, you know, but and allowing her to move through what she has moved through. I mean, I told her that the cross behind her head, the crucifix, and the Jesus picture was keeping her in bondage. She very well may look at it in a very religious way and say, my daughter is a satanic, witchy, black magic practitioner trying to get me to turn from my faith. I don't know. Cognitive dissonance is a disease, guys. It's an epidemic. But like, once you go into self, though, you know, sit with self, be with self, ask questions, and then feel and connect, because the only thing that's really organic and real out there is like out there. Okay? So anything that is square and box, plugged in, unplug from, go out there, connect. And all the answers, like ask yourself, ask the earth, ask, you know, touch, ground, connect, and your answers will come. You know, your answers will come. I've been doing that every day, getting outside as much as possible, and they like to play tricks on me. I get a beautiful 70 degrees. I'm in Fahrenheit. I'm in Northern America. And then it drops like 30, 40 degrees and it's freezing cold, and like the sun is shining. It's a beautiful temptation, but it's fucking cold, you know? And then I'm like, I'm all powerful alchemist, magician, creating my reality. It is getting warmer. It's getting warmer. And I'm feeling warmer. I am feeling warmer. And it's all a process. It's all a process. But I called in 2 eagles, and I want to share this story because it's relevant. We are alchemists. We're shifting. We're starting to see what we're truly, truly, truly capable of and what we truly exist in. Okay? You have to clear the clouds in your reality to create, continuously co-create in that reality. Very easily can you fucking get under a dark cloud. It's easy, right? But then it's your job to clear the clouds. My other card, this is the card I pulled. Your commitment is being tested. It's not a man sitting in the sky judging you what path you take. It's your karma, your commitment, so your path. You know? And the next card is bring love into the situation. Bring love into the situation. Like whatever it is for you, whatever it is, just bring love into that situation, okay? And if it's something that's needing to be let go of, then you let it go, and you let it go with love. Like, I got to this point because of the experience, and you're choosing a different path, and I'm choosing a different path. And as long as you're choosing the path, like, we're here. We're on the path. And all the help that is needed is there, right? But if you're not choosing the path, like, you can't be sitting there with your hand out. There's no help me if you're not choosing the path. I don't need to respond to that email if you're not choosing the path. I don't need to unblock you. I don't need to consent to guilt because I didn't do it your way. Because you feel a type of way. Fuck your feelings. Seriously. And I have on here, how do you tell a karmic they're a karmic? Fuck your feelings. That's how you tell them they're a karmic. Okay, Jacob walked in, so I'm going to turn the language off. And I'm going to end it with that because, you know, we're shifting, okay? But love does win, and hold space. And if you're on the path, you're on the path. And you've already been working on your boundaries, so you know what you can give and you know what you can't give, but always give to self. And if the cup is overfloweth, then the cup can overflow. But if the cup is not, fill your cup. And that is your homework. Fill your cup, okay? And clear the clouds. Thirsty? You want water? And hydrate. Lots of water, lots of water, lots of water. Not from the tap. We're not blocking the source, okay? I love you. Love wins.